All good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, good. Saturday, Sunday बहुत अच्छा रहा. My company training was there in today's afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. And here we are exploring Power BI projects and
Sir, in which company do you work?
in teleperformance. So
Based in Delhi itself.
no, it's a European country.
Okay.
Original is from Europe. So यूरोप से बढ़ के in 2005 they explore in other countries also. So they have full 10,000 employees all over the world. पूरे वर्ल्ड में इनके सेंटर्स हैं लाइक इन गुड़गांव, इन चेन्नई, इन पुणे, इन मुंबई, इन हैदराबाद, बेंगलोर, दिल्ली एंड इवन आगरा एंड मथुरा में भी इनके सेंटर हैं. एंड मेरठ ऑल्सो. So my
Okay.
nearest location,
Telecommunicating. What?
teleperformance.
Teleperformance. Okay.
Performance is my client, certainly.
Okay.
So I am working for Alembic Real Estate, Vadodara.
Okay.
Like we have buildings and also we have given in lease. So Teleperformance is one of our clients. Yeah.
अच्छा, उस बिल्डिंग में आपने लीज पे दे रखा है, राइट?
हाँ, हमारे पास कैसा है कि 200 एकर्स ऑफ लैंड है ओनर का. वो सारे फिर बिल्डिंग्स है, वो लीज आउट किया हुआ है सारे.
गुड. सो दे हैव सेंटर्स एंड ऑफिसेस ऑल अबाउट देयर. और 5 स्टार, मतलब 4 स्टार तो इनके हैं ही एटलीस्ट, अगर आपको बोलूंगा.
हाँ, नहीं हाँ.
एंड दे हैव ऑल अराउंड दी, लाइक बेसिकली कॉल सेंटर का है. बट आप जैसे अब बात करते हो कि सर what you are doing in call center company. So if I'll say कि डाबर बनाने वाली कंपनी में भी डाबर, we all know what सी डाबर के जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो सब यूज करते हैं. बट दे आर ऑल्सो हैविंग डेटा साइंटिस्ट, मशीन लर्निंग इंजीनियर, पाइथन स्क्रॉलर एंड पावर बीआई डेवलपर, राइट? तो उनके खुद के डेवलपर्स हैं. बायजूस के खुद के डेटा साइंटिस्ट और मशीन लर्निंग इंजीनियर्स, SEO के इंजीनियर्स हैं, सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन के. सिमिलरली अगर आप च्यवनप्राश बनाने वाली कंपनी है या कोई हॉस्पिटल है, इससे पहले कंपनी में था, उसमें गाब्स कंपनी थे. तो गाब्स के जो क्लाइंट थे वो सारे हॉस्पिटल्स थे, और वो सारे के सारे लाइक आपके अपोलो हो गए, एम्स हो गए, ये सब हॉस्पिटल के क्लाइंट थे. और सबके लिए वो ऑटोमेशन का काम करते थे, लाइक MRI CT स्कैन इमेजेस को मशीन लर्निंग के थ्रू ऑब्जेक्ट रिकॉग्निशन और उनका फर्स्ट रिकॉग्निशन, पहला जो वो है वो AI से लेना चाहते थे. दे वांट टू रिड्यूस देयर वर्कलोड यूजिंग AI. सो ऑब्वियसली ये हॉस्पिटल्स तो कुछ काम कर नहीं रहे हैं. वी पीपल इन IT कंपनीज आर डूइंग दीज प्रोजेक्ट्स. गवर्नमेंट के सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हमारे IT कंपनीज के पास आते हैं.
SBI हमारे शायद तक यहाँ पे SBI में बैठते हैं लोग, शायद तक टेलीपरफॉर्मेंस में SBI वाले सब.
हाँ, टेलीपरफॉर्मेंस के 219 क्लाइंट्स हैं. तो हमारे ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड इन इंडिया ऑल्सो, आप सोचो 219 क्लाइंट्स का मतलब हो गया 4000 समथिंग. तो हमारे मॉड्यूल्स हैं जो ऑल ओवर हम इंडिया में काम करते हैं, और इतनी पुरानी कंपनी है. और पर्क्स बहुत अच्छे हैं. आफ्टरनून का लंच हमें फ्री है. टू एंड फ्रो का आना जाना सब कंपनी का है. और इंश्योरेंस, मेडिकल हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, बाय द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड बहुत पर्क्स हैं इफ यू पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू एंटर इनटू द IT कंपनी. गॉन आर द डेज कि जब प्राइवेट सेक्टर में पैसा नहीं होता था. लेकिन अगर आप कंपेयर करोगे, जो बंदा रेलवे में है वो पिछले 10 साल से काम कर रहा है, और एक IT कंपनी का बंदा, उसकी सैलरी ट्रिपल और 4 टाइम्स होगी. और जो बंदा सेम सैलरी पे अगर आज से 10 साल पहले रेलवे में लगा होगा, उसकी और आप अपनी सैलरी कंपेयर कर लेना, आपकी 4 टाइम्स सैलरी होगी. मैं ये लिख के दे रहा हूँ. Alright, so move ahead. We had discussed the 2 projects on Saturday. So first we going to explore the projects. Let me check. repositories. So coding square project solution. Okay, so do we have any question? And Sridhar, do you have any question?
Sir, actually the deadline is today itself at 12 p.m.
Today
So,
today before the session.
oh, today before the session. Okay,
Yes,
sir.
of course.
Actually, it was mentioned at 12 o'clock, so I thought.
Okay, no issues. Next मैं ध्यान रखूंगा कि 12 ना हो करके 8 PM हो. Anyways, it was the first project. You just if you have solved it or not solved it, so you just try by yourself, right? Or you can match it, right? So we had taken the project number 1. अगर सिंपल रियलिस्टिक फॉर्मूले में जाएं तो दिस प्रोजेक्ट नंबर 1 is tracking my cost, my revenue, and this revenue is correlated with entire manufacturing company, products and sales. आप किसी भी फील्ड में किसी भी कंपनी में जाओगे, दे ऑल आर डीलिंग प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सेल्स. अगर आप एक ड्रोन की कंपनी में भी जाओगे, इफ यू आर रिक्रूटेड बाय ए ड्रोन कंपनी, इफ यू आर रिक्रूटेड बाय ए 4-व्हीलर, चाहे वो टाटा का हो, चाहे महिंद्रा, चाहे वो होंडा सिटी, सो दे ऑल आर रोटेटिंग अराउंड सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग. और उनको प्रोडिक्शन करने के लिए हो सकता है मे बी दे आर डीलिंग विद this data engineer and data scientist for this. But you will have to encounter in the backend these sales and marketing everywhere. So we are going to explore the project number 1, which is based upon this one. How many kilometers am I traveling from one source to destination, right? Let me take very small example. Suppose I just visited the petrol pump and filled the fuel with amount 3000 rupees. मैंने उसको अपने credit card से और debit card से I paid amount of rupees 3000, right? This is the single hand amount, or this is the ground truth amount you pay to your vehicle, right? When we have 3000 rupees for this petrol, so I just get it that means my tank was entirely empty, whole empty. So I had traveled 500 because I traveled from Bangalore to Chennai. I'm just taking an example. People are taking more more kilometers. So I'm traveling from one Chennai to Bangalore. It took around 500 kilometers. Let's take an example. So for 1 rupees, how much kilometer or how much revenue I generated? So of course it would be 500 divided by 3000. And what would be the unit for this? So this would be kilometer per rupees, right? INR, right? So let me calculate it here. 500 divided by 3000. So it's a 0.167. Let me take very precise here, not very precise, but small piece of amount. It's equivalent to 0.667, right? And what's the unit here? Again, kilometer per rupees. Go to the next point. This line states I traverse. Let me copy this line here and paste it here. This line states in 1 rupees, how many kilometer do I drive? Only 0.167. Is it correct? This is the illustration part of this line. I traverse, or my vehicle traverse 0.167 kilometer in 1 rupees. How much amount I will have to pay for this kilometer? 0.167, that is 1 rupees. So let's say my petrol rate is 100 rupees per liter. Let's say the current price of petrol is 1000 rupees. So I'll say 100 multiplied by 0.167 is equivalent to 16.7, right? This much kilometer I traveled in this 100 rupees. And what exactly this 100 rupees? It's actually 1 liter. It's nothing but 1 liter. So in 1 liter of petrol, I'm traveling 16.16 kilometer. Is it correct? Those are traveling, those are having bikes, scooty, four-wheelers. They can understand this calculation very clearly. So I can say my mileage is, my vehicle mileage is equivalent to 16.7 kilometer. Alright. This is the output I need from this entire calculation, right? Gather data and calculation mileage, calculate average, and so on. So the theory behind this calculation is just very or absolute layman language. You can do by your using your pen and paper itself. Okay. Now here second picture comes in front of this calculation. What's the problem here? The problem is number one, right? This number is not very much clear here, right? It's not very easy, right? You do not pay every time 3,000 rupees. If you are saying kindly fill 300,000 rupees for this petrol, then only they will pay. Otherwise, if you ask to fill the entire tank, so it will be 3,000 something, right? So I'll take amount. So this would be a random number. Let's say 3587.56 rupees. It becomes in rupees also, in float values. Secondly, this amount of rupees for 1 liter of petrol is also not very absolute. It's sometimes petrol rate is equivalent to 97.5 rupees per liter. Is it correct? That's again non-absolute value, right? So we have the ground truth, something beyond the reality. Now we have again from where I get this 500 kilometers. Did someone tell? No. How did I get this amount? I just noted down this starting reading. It's a 531525. So I'll write my start of journey is equivalent to 51253, right? Let's say it's my start. Reading, odometer reading, and then I'm going to write end of journey. Going to make another like 5, 6, 3, 5, right? 2, right? 51753, right? So 51752. So what I'll do, I'll write this one minus this one plus 1, right? So this is the exact 500. I don't need this exact. Okay, let's say 85. And you see 533. So 533 is the total travel time, travel kilometer. How much I drove my vehicle? I drove around 500 kilometers in whole journey, during whole journey, right? So I need, on the basis of these parameters, this is called data pre-processing. Your system, your keywords will ask, right? So what I'll do, I'll write amount, right? Third C, third V. So I'll write input and the statement, how much amount did you paid at petrol pump, right? So it will ask first value. So I'm going to run this one. Can you see? It's taking input from the keyboard itself. It's asking the amount here. So I'll write 3587.56. Using my credit card or debit card or cash, I paid this much of amount to the petrol pump, at the petrol pump. This is the first input. Second input, I'll take input function again, and this would be petrol price. The variable would be petrol price. If we take underscore here, input, what is the petrol price today, right? आज का पेट्रोल प्राइस क्या है ये हमें उसे बताना पड़ेगा क्योंकि ये सिस्टम है, ये कंप्यूटर है. You will have to give the inputs, like as you traverse in an ATM, you will have to put your amount. So you will have to give 97.5. Let's see another example. Similarly, you will have to create another keyword for starting a journey. Then end of journey, it will automatically subtract this value and then get the total travel kilometer and will perform all these calculations here. So finally, it will give the mileage here. You will have to write value and it will perform the value. Did you understand this illustration part, or I need to explore more?
Sir, why you added 1 here, 51785 minus?
Good question. Well, ruler, so let's take this ruler as a, okay, so let's say let's say this is the start reading, right? This is the first reading 2 and this is the second reading, right? Last reading, right? So 1 2 3, all right? So 1 2 3, how much we get? 5 minus 2
is equal to 3.
is equal to 3, right?
Yes.
But how much we traverse? It's a 2, but somewhere we get 1. Okay, just let me think. We had to add at 3 position, 0 to 10, 10 minus 0. Okay, let's say suppose 352 is the reading and 360 is 1. So this would be 8. So okay, so I think this was the wrong, and that was the another case where we had to add 1. So I had to 1 add 2 8 right. We don't need to add 1 here. There is another case where we had to add 1.
Okay.
So we don't have to add 1. That's a good question. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So there are, yes, please go ahead.
Sir, where we got the mileage over here, 60, like by running the function, mileage must come 60.
No, I didn't complete this question actually.
Okay.
I thought you will be completing this portion. Do you want me to complete this question?
Yeah, if you can, then.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we had 1 rupees. So what we are doing exactly in the second step, we are dividing by 500 divided by 3000, right? So what's a 500? Okay, so let's take 500 is actually the difference between start journey till the end journey, right? So I'm going to take another example. Let me copy this one. C, B. So this will be start journey, right? Input, what is the initial reading in odometer, right? Let's see. B. Here is the another example, right? Okay, so we are making one more mistakes. Can anyone explain? Okay, so we are having this start journey here. So let's say we have 5127 51253, right? That's it, right? So this value is stored into the start journey. Now we have end journey. So I'm going to run, have to give this 51785. So this has been assigned to this end journey here, right? Now I'm going to subtract this value end journey. So final kilometer driven equivalent to end journey minus start journey. I'm going to subtract it, but it's showing error. Why? str is the by default data type when we use this input. Everything taken from this input is in the format of string. We need to convert this string into the integer format. Then only we can perform mathematical operations. If you look at this value, you will find, okay, it's absolutely fine. But if you try to multiply this value by 10 or 5 or add some value within the given range, you will get such kind of error because this input is of string data type by. So what's the solution here? I'm going to wrap this entire statement with the input function, right? Then again, because all these are quantity, not the quality, we are working on the quantity or the continuous number. So I'm going to perform typecasting here within the given value. I'll have to run all these commands one more time. Amount is 3587, right? And petrol rate is 97.5. Did I 97.5? Huh? This? Oh, it's integer, but I'm giving it's a
float value.
Float value. Sorry, 97.5, and I am having integer value. So I'm having 51253, 51785, 51785, and then get a final kilometer driven. If you will try to print this value on the screen, you will find 532. So what exactly we are doing? 532 divide by 3000, right? So we are dividing this amount, right? This amount, it should be divided by final kilometer driven, right? Let's say I'm going to assign this value to the kilometer per rupees, right? So I'm going to assign this parameter, this argument, kilometer per rupees is equal to final kilometer driven upon amount, right? So let's say I had just divided it here. Let me print it out. Can you see, instead of 0.167 for these calculations, we have 0.1483 something, right? Now we are multiplying this value with the current petrol rate, right? So here we have current petrol rate, right? And what exactly here we have? This one, kilometer, right? So 1 liter petrol, let's say, right? So how much I am going to divide here is equivalent to this kilometer rupees multiplied by petrol rate. Now everything is not constant here, but dividing by this rate, right? So here we have petrol rate, right? So I'm going to print this value here. Can you see 14.46? So this is the this one mileage for my vehicle, right? 1 किलोमीटर में 1 लीटर पेट्रोल में कितना मेरा व्हीकल चल रहा है, वो ये वैल्यू है 14.46. Alright? Okay. Now I need to, so this is called command based calculation, right? कि एक एक करके हम कैलकुलेशन और एक करके लाइन बाय लाइन कंपाइलर को हम दे रहे हैं. I need something definition. So I'll create one definition, right? So I'll name it mileage and you will give the entire calculation in a capsule, right? So input, let's see. In the same sequence, I'll write the code. Let's see. V B C, right? Let's see. B B, right? That's it. This is the domain of my kilometer, right? Okay. So now I need to give correct indentation here. Now the entire portion is encapsulated in a single user defined function which is called mileage, right? So mileage vehicle is having 1, 2, 3, 4. How many parameters should I give? 4 parameters. Let's say I'm giving A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D, right? So I'm giving to assign A here. The second value will be B here. Third value will be assigned to C here. And fourth value will assign D here, right? And in the same order, I'll call this function to the output value, right? But C, but V, that's it, right? Now I'm going to allow me to call this function, but C, but V. So let me replace these arguments with the exact parameters here. So amount, what was the amount here? Here we have amount 97.5, right? 7.5, right? Then we have petrol rate. No, I think amount we have something 3,000 rupees, right? And what was the petrol rate? 1,000 rupees, right? Start journey, let's say 5,000 and end journey is 5,500, right? And can you see 16.66 is the mileage of my vehicle on the basis of these parameters, right? Am I correct? Or I can write in such way on my system that my vehicle's final mileage is comma the entire function I'll replace here. I'll copy here. Can you see my vehicle final mileage is 16.67 something. Did you get the answer? Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
All right. If you are not willing to write all these parameters here, you can ask here also in the basis of user defined, or you can go for the, like, suppose we have this website, right? So in the websites also you can go for the backend functions. So in this website we have certain text boxes also. तो जैसे कि टेक्स्ट बॉक्सेस हैं और उस टेक्स्ट बॉक्सेस में कुछ फील्ड्स हैं, जैसे कैन यू सी these mobile numbers, email ID and so on. So you can ask your client to enter this data in this text fields also. तो ये आपका फ्रंट एंड है और इस फ्रंट एंड के बेस पर हमारा बैक एंड पे ये सारा पैरामीटर पास हो गए, ये चारों के चारों उस वेबसाइट के टेक्स्ट बॉक्स से इनहेरिट हुए, or they are replacing one by one according to their positions. And this function will be invoked. They will return the certain parameter, और इसी website के front page पर और the bottom you can display this output कि आपका जो mileage है ये 16.67 है. This is how every bootstrapping language, website designers और सारे developers जो हैं वो काम करते हैं. Their syntax might be changed, but algorithm will be same. All right. So should we continue with the pandas itself? Okay. So in the previous session we had couple of things associated with the pandas. Let me revise one more time. Here we have pandas as PD, alias name. I'm going to run this code. Once it's been inherited in my machine, so I'm going to labels this label with B, the A, let's say this second B, third I'm having C, right? We'll use these labels in the data frame itself. Then I'm going to write my data. Okay, instead of this writing this code, copy paste entire syntax. We are exploring this file, pandas operation, data frame creation, read file, and descriptive everything, right? So allow me to copy this code and paste it here. We had defined, initialize different values. So we had to import numpy as np, number in Python, and then we have certain labels, my data, and dictionary. So we had multiple operations here. First is series, right? And second we have the index of the labels, right? This was indexing. This was the associated with the labels index. And then we had taken the array itself, right? You can go for the array also. I'm going to write the array here. This is the array part, right? जो हमने array यहाँ पे define किया है. And we also focused कि why array is more important than list, then dictionary, then set, then tuples. They all are, lacking in the mathematical operations. This is the only reason we are converting each and every data type into the array format. And one more underlying things here, we are having different data types. Array and list are entirely different with each other. We had seen this one. If you have not, you just go to the back session 7 and you can have recordings there. So we had discussed what's the difference between array and linked list, and there are a number of things those are differentiating. We had defined the pandas.cd, which is actually dictionary here, and then we have data frame, which is creating random numbers. We also discussed how random numbers are being generated here, starting from 1 till 20. Size is 20. So what does it mean? We have 20 numbers within the range starting from 1 to 19. Then we are going to convert into 5 cross 4. So this is the reshape function, which is converting linear or entire line segment into the 5 cross 4 matrix, into the 2 dimension, in 1 dimension to the 2 dimension. For this we have 2 dimension. Reshape also accept 3 parameters, 3 arguments. What would be the responsibility of these? What are the responsibilities of these 3 arguments? To convert 1-dimensional or 2-dimensional data into the 3-dimension data set. This is the only reason we are having 3 dimension, 3 arguments. But here we have only simpler things. That's a 2-dimension data set, which is 5 cross 5, 4. This is the row labels, ABCD. Here we have column headings. you can replace these WXYZ with the sales, marketing, HR and IT departments respectively. So as of now we have this BF, which is more important and more likely to DF, more likely to convert into the CSV file, right? So I'm going to convert BF dot to underscore CSV and having this round parenthesis. Let's say I'm having any like Prakash dot CSV. This is my CSV line file. It hardly matters what's the name of the CSV, but extension should be there. Comma separated value is the abbreviation name for this CSV. I'm going to run this code. If you go back to your home page, Jupyter Notebook, this last modified, you will find prakash.csv just created here, initiated here. If I'll download here, you will find physical appearance of this CSV file in your local machine. You can open and you will find all these data frame elements which we have just created there. Now you can transfer to your reporting manager, to your sales department, to your colleagues, to your principal, your clients, etc. Right? Everything is automated here. Right? Nothing is drag and drop.
Sir, even formulas also can be done like this way, like Excel formulas and all.
But syntax is different.
अच्छा.
Syntax इसलिए different है क्योंकि that formula is created by Microsoft. When we will learn Power BI, then you will find more similarity with the Power BI DAX function, data analysis expression. With the DAX function, you will find more similarity with the Excel formula and Power BI formula. कि जिन्होंने Excel पे develop किया है, developers company is Microsoft, parent company is Microsoft for the Microsoft 365, Microsoft Access, Excel, Power BI and Power BI also. So वहाँ पे जो functions हैं वो आपको similar मिलेंगे. But Python is entirely different. ये किसी दूसरी टीम ने और किसी दूसरे कंजोर्टियम ने develop किया है. So we do not have that kind of similarity. Although conceptual wise तो सेम ही होगा. अब जैसे आप कोई भी चीज को ऐड करोगे तो कहीं कहीं किसी में क्या लिखते हैं, जैसे add 5,6, right? This is the function. Somewhere they write 5 plus 6, right? अगर आप किसी और कोडिंग में चलोगे. In some language, अगर आप वेबसाइट डिजाइनिंग कहीं सीखोगे तो you will find in bootstrapping itself you will find integer, 6, right? So I mean, iota of differences are there in the different languages, but you will find few basic similarities there.
Right.
All right. So I'm like don't bother कि अगर आपको Python आती है और R language नहीं आती है तो it's a difficult for you. No, do not worry about it. We have online compilers. In n number of compilers are there. Those are converting Python to Java, Java to C++, C++ to SQL, SQL to .NET. We have entirely automated situation here, right? We are moving ahead. So I am having this GitHub repository also consists of so many database files. If you go scroll down in my GitHub account, you will find lots of CSV files for your practice, for your CSV file for your data science and machine learning, and we will go for this. So I am going to choose any file in the CSV. Let's say insurance premium here. So I'm going to download raw file in my local machine. So can you see it's just showing in my download machine, right? So I'll going to click over here and just giving the properties and copy the address, C, and going to my portal, just write it here, / right, and then going to back, let me copy the file name also so that I do not encounter typo error. Allow me to enclose this in the quotes, when I am having df2 is equal to, because df is already existing in my compiler, so I'm going to read this file using read CSV function, and this read CSV function is inside pandas, so I'm going to write alias name of pandas, so that's a PD, and give round braces, which is the number. I'm going to run this one. Okay, no issues. I'm going to click the slash instead of backslash. We have, can you see it's not showing any error? Just because of type of slash, it was showing the error. Can you see? Now I am having entire piece